Hi, I'm Felipa, and today is day 89 of reading this Bible, my 365-day plan. So I'm on chapter 5, and we have how the Lord's glory fills the temple. So Solomon assembles all the elders and all of Israel, and they have a great big feast. They bring up the ark. The Israel or the Levites take up the ark, and they all congregate together, and there's lots of music and dancing and instruments, and God fills up the home, the house, the temple with his whole presence of the glory of the God by reason of the cloud. Solomon blesses the people and he praises God, so he tells the people to follow in God's path, and he does a very big prayer, and he basically says, we are your servants, we will follow in your path. And a big theme that continues on throughout this is he says, man will sin, but when they do, please listen to them. When they betray people, when they confess things, when they do wrongs, please hear them, please forgive them, please listen to them when they reach out to you each time that they sin. So he kind of makes this prayer to God and says, please remember that man will sin, and please hearken to their words and forgive them and be there for them. Then God recognizes Solomon's prayer by fire from heaven. And so fire comes down from heaven and consumes the burnt offerings and the sacrifices, and the glory of the Lord fills the house. And they continue offering burnt offerings. There's trumpets, the dancing, there's a dedication and a feast. And all the people go back home at the end of this period, and they're happy and feeling blessed. And it says God answers Solomon's prayer regarding showing people mercy when they do sin. And he says, I will listen to them when they hear my name, or when they call my name. But if they do not follow my statutes and judgments and continue to wrong me, then it says here in verse 20, then I will pluck them up by the roots out of my land, which I have given them, and this house, which I have sanctified for my name, will I cast out of my sight, and will make it to be a proverb and a byword among all nations. Solomon has a construction project. So he just talks about how it says at the end of the 20 years, when he had built this house for God, he also went and built lots of other cities. And so he was quite well off and developed a lot of Israel. And then continuing on to this section saying, Solomon continued to offer sacrifices and follow in God's law. And then we end with this section where it says the Queen of Sheba admires Solomon's wisdom. She arrives and she has lots of spices and precious stones and gifts to give to Solomon. And she's heard about him, and word of him traveled very far. And she basically tells him, people haven't even scratched the surface by all the glory they give to you and how wise you are, because now I've seen for myself who you are and how you think and how you speak and what you're capable of. So she has a lot of praise for him. And then this last little section here, chapter 9, where it talks about how wealthy Solomon was and how decorated in gold this whole temple was, and how he reigned in wealth. And at the end here, we talk about how Solomon passes away, and it says he reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel 40 years, and he was buried in the city of David, his father, and then his son Rehoboam reigned in his stead. So that's it for day 89. Tomorrow is day 90, and we start in chapter 10, which begins with Rehoboam foolishly rejecting the people's request. So I will let you know what I learned then. Thank you for listening.